Hey everybody, welcome to episode 184 of Is This Thing Working? How you doing, Denise? How you doing?
I'm doing great this morning. How about everybody else? Good Monday morning, everybody. We are here with you today on this lovely day. We're glad to be here. As November approaches, the news cycle is going to get way worse, guys. I hate to inform you of this. I'm pretty sure you know. It's going to be about AI and what's real and what's not, and competition between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and then their vice presidents. And so it's going to get really wild.
And like it or not, there's going to be a lot of misinformation out there. There's going to be a lot of untruth out there, man. And all we're hoping to do is give you the correct information and the truth. Give it to you. Do your research, man. Look up things. Be informed. Be engaged.
That's it. This election is about the people versus the system.
Amen.
And
it's
they continue to try to divide us over and over again. And if we can just hang on and stay together and quit the fighting and quit the infighting and quit the fighting with everybody else and just continue to pound them with the good versus the bad.
And that, I heard a song this week. I'm a big Cody Jinks fan, and he has a song out called Crazy Like Me. And one of the verses in that song says, there's more colors than red and blue to paint the elephant in the room. And if that ain't the truth right now, I don't know what is.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I don't either. But President Trump, he showed up on X this morning. And that was a surprise for everything. It's the first thing everyone saw when they woke up this morning. It's a tweet from Donald J. Trump. It was really weird because we went to his page and it's not on his page. So it must be like this special tweet.
Yeah.
So it says, they want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I just happen to be standing in their way, and I'm never moving. We will make America great again. Hashtag Trump on X. I want you to listen to a little bit of his Make America Great Again campaign ad. Here you go.
Trump has left the building.
We can now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency. What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign. Securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Breaking news out of Palm Beach,
The FBI has executed an unprecedented search warrant at President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The former president has both sides of the political aisle up in arms.
It is a dangerous and unstable moment in American history.
The Justice Department has just indicted former President Donald Trump.
For 7 years, they hated him, they targeted him, they hunted him.
This is the epitome of the abuse of the prosecutorial power to preempt political decisions.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you.
That's a portion of it. The rest of it is there on X.
Yes, you can find this on X and all over social media. It's his new ad campaign that came out. And don't forget that tonight he is going to be live on X with Elon Musk. And it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be watching it. We're going to be live streaming it tonight from Rumble.
Yes.
So everybody, you can check us out there on Rumble, and we'll be live streaming. We're excited because we don't do a whole lot of live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about
this.
If
you follow us on Getter, if you follow us on Facebook, any social media platform, Truth Social especially, if you follow us, look us up. We'll post a link to our live stream right there.
Yeah, because President Trump returns to X.
We would like to welcome our new sponsor to Is This Thing Working? So help us welcome Cornbread Hemp. Their mission is to draw on Kentucky's 250-year legacy of growing hemp, as well as the state's unique climate and soil, to manufacture the highest quality cannabis products available in America. They proudly offer full-spectrum, USDA organic CBD products with up to 2 milligrams of THC per serving. Their plants are grown in what's known as the Bluegrass Basin, which produces the highest quality hemp alongside the best bourbon and fastest racehorses. Cornbread Hemp is one of the very few, if not only, CBD brands in America who exclusively use the hemp flower to create their CBD extract, called Flower Only CBD, and they want the world to know.
Please check out Cornbread Hemp by going to cornbreadhemp.com right now for a 30% off your initial purchase of any products on the website. Again, go to cornbreadhemp.com and use promo code ITTW for this special offer. Remember, you get 30% off, promo code ITTW. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. We really do appreciate it. And everybody, welcome to the show. And we want to state that these are our opinions and our assertions. And if you agree with us, you tell your friends and share the show.
And if you don't agree with us, which probably a lot of you don't, I don't care. If you don't agree with us, tell your friends and share our show.
Also, make sure you stomp that like button and please follow or subscribe wherever you see the name Is This Thing Working? And our podcast is available for download on all platforms like Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Also,
download that Rumble app so you can follow the show and you'll receive instant notifications when we go live every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, on Rumble.
On Rumble. Also, I have been working really hard on our website, so make sure you go check that out. It's www.is-this-thing-working.com. I have added new content on there, new ads, and also I've started a blog. So I will be posting from the blog, so you can go and subscribe there today, right now. Hit that subscribe button on that website. Share it everywhere. I would appreciate that because we have an election coming up and we need to spread the word.
Exactly, we do.
So we need your help.
Exactly, we do. Speaking of elections, speaking of spreading the word, as of today, Mr. Steve Bannon has 83 days left of being a political prisoner.
Of the leftist regime.
Yes, exactly. The Harris-Biden regime now is what we're going to call it, because Biden ain't in charge no more, apparently.
And where's Merrick Garland? Where's Merrick Garland?
Yeah.
Like you're always saying.
Exactly.
Where's Merrick Garland? How come he's not in prison sitting right beside Steve Bannon?
Amen. That's
and
exactly right.
And when is Steve Bannon getting out? Do you think man, I just wish he was right out there with
next
us.
Man up.
Next man up.
Next
I
man
get
up,
it.
man.
Next man up. And speaking of call to action, we have Steve Bannon on board on the Is This Thing Working show today. Listen to what he asked of you right now. Here you go.
There's no compromise here. There's no compromise. There's none. There's zero. There's none. One side's going to win and one side's going to lose. And you're going to see if everybody in this audience gets off their ass this weekend or the next 4 days and we have a signature win to crush this. It must be crushed at the ballot box, and we have every opportunity to do it.
Yep, you heard him right there.
Not a truer word could be spoken.
Get off your
exactly.
You know what? And by that we mean action, action, action. Total and complete focus. It is time for action.
This is what we need. Go to TrumpForce47.com. You can see the ground game. Let's get in the ground game. Talk.donaldjtrump.com. There's a phone bank there. Call your congressman. Call your senators.
Call people and say, hey, are you registered to vote? Ask them questions. Get them registered to vote.
Exactly.
Tell them to go to swampthevote.com for voter registration. Also, we've been talking to you about protectthevote.com. That's poll watching.
Yep. Sign up to be a poll watcher, man. The more that we're there, the more eyes we have, the harder it'll be for them to throw you out of the building and put plywood up on the windows and the doors like they did in Pennsylvania during 2020.
Oh, yeah. And already Pennsylvania is coming out saying it's going to take weeks to count their votes. So already, Pennsylvania is gone. They're going to cheat. And they come out and say, well, we're not. That is not a cheating thing. That is a thing that's just going to happen every election now. Now, I'm sorry. I didn't see it happen during the primaries. I didn't see it happen during 2022. It didn't take weeks. Why is it going to take weeks on this November 5th?
Exactly. And one of the last things that Grace mentions here about our action is earlyvoteaction.com, which is grassroots voter registration. Hey, guys, help Scott Pressler out here, man. Help us out here. Get people out in the streets. Get people out to get people registered to vote.
Yeah, and you can actually download the Early Vote Action app, and it will tell everybody, it will show everybody in your area that is registered to vote and not registered to vote, so you can actually go walking door to door if you like. That's what we need to do. I mean, that we have to have a ground game, and we need your help 100%.
Experience the ultimate shipping solution with Easy Ship. Are you tired of navigating complex logistics and wasting valuable time? Say goodbye to the stress of shipping and hello to simplicity with Easy Ship. Our intuitive platform allows you to compare rates from leading carriers, schedule pickups with ease, and track your shipments in real time, all in one place. Whether you're a small business owner looking to optimize your shipping process or an individual sending a gift to a loved one, Easy Ship has you covered. Our user-friendly interface puts the power of efficient shipping at your fingertips, saving you time and money. Don't let shipping challenges hold you back. Try Easy Ship today and discover a new level of convenience and reliability. Visit EasyShip.com now to get started.
Please click that link below.
And as Denise said, you can find that link on our website too.
Exactly right. Here we go. President Trump, he comes out with his 20 core promises to make America great again. He's been talking about these exact same ones for years now. They have not changed, and they are there.
Yeah.
We're going to start with number one.
And these are a part of Agenda 47?
Yes.
Yes, they
They're
are.
part of his platform, and he has put them in writing in a list so that everyone can continue to talk about them and promote them.
And it's important that you know that these are his. He came with these. These are his promises, not Kamala Harris's.
Yeah, who keeps coming out with lies saying that there's even a Make America Great Again signs now.
I swear.
That are Kamala Harris. It's like, just go ahead and steal President Trump's whole platform.
Well, that's all they are, is thieves and criminals anyway.
I know.
But here we go. Here's President Trump's 20 core promises, like Denise has said. Number one, what's our biggest issue in this country? The open border. Number one, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Number two, carry out the largest deportation in American history. What's our second biggest issue in this country today?
Yes, is that's inflation. But I wanted to make a point about your carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. I will say that J.D. Vance was all over the Sunday shows, and he talked about the 1 million. 1 million would be the number that they immediately get deported. 1 million. So we'll start with 1 million and go from there.
I love it. And okay, there was the first two then. The first two is seal the border and get these people out of our country.
Yes.
The second biggest issue in our country is our economy, and that's his third promise.
End inflation and make America affordable again.
Number four.
Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far.
Number five.
Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into manufacturing superpower again.
I love this proposal right here because I'm telling you, I've screamed this over and over and over again. The only way we're going to make America a strong world leader again is by offering something of value, people. Look at our country where we have become a consumption society. And if 2020 and 2021 didn't show you anything, if you didn't learn a damn thing about that time then, The one most glaring thing you should have learned at that time was how vulnerable and dependent we are to other foreign countries.
COVID showed us that.
China especially. Guys, we have got to bring our manufacturing back to this country.
That's exactly right. And in 2025, President Trump's tax cuts that you're enjoying right now expire, and they're going to let them expire in 2025. But if President Trump is reelected, he will, number 6, large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips.
Remember that.
He came out with this.
Yep.
No one else did. Number 7.
Number 7 is what all of us are to do. The next man up. Defend our Constitution. Defend our Bill of Rights and our fundamental freedoms, including the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms.
That's it. Number 8.
Prevent World War III. Restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. All made where?
In America. And this right here is awesome. I'm so impressed by this. I've always wondered why you would give Israel an Iron Dome, but not ourselves.
Right.
We are the dominant, powerful country military force in the world.
The world knows that,
and
too.
right.
Even as woke as we are at this point in time, we're still the strongest force.
We really are. Yes. And number 9
is one of the biggest issues that we all should be looking at, because like President Trump always says, they're not coming after me. They're coming after you. All the lawfare that they pulled on President Trump is a test run, man. It's a test run to see how they're going to be able to do it, because if they can accomplish it with him, they can accomplish it with you. Number 9 says, end the weaponization of government against the American people.
Yes. And it's been horrible. It's been horrible for these January 6 people. Awful for President Trump. The amount of money that he has had to spend for all this lawfare. You know what I mean? It's absolutely out of control at this moment.
Yep.
And we need to do something about our 3-letter agencies.
Amen.
It just needs to happen.
They're corrupt. We've seen how corrupt they are. Look at what happened, that we found out that happened with our government law enforcement when Kamala Harris had her rally in Pennsylvania, and you literally have a United States Secret Service committing a breaking and entering into a business.
They covering the camera.
They literally committed a crime in front of you, and so far there is no accountability.
None.
Other than to say, I'm sorry.
You know who does that, guys?
Tyrants.
That's exactly
dictators.
right. KGB, communist.
Yes.
That's who does that. That's who steals your stuff. Goes in, they're there for a couple of hours waiting. Yeah. And then number 10.
Yep. Number 10, he mentions the migrant crime. He mentions the migrants again. And this is what he said. Stop the migrant crime, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders.
That's exactly right. It's about time. All these progressive DAs continue to let these violent offenders, violent illegal immigrants walk our streets, and we are just not safe. We're not safe at all. But here we go with number 11.
Rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C. Make them safe, clean, and beautiful again.
Oh, I'm loving that one.
Yep. Number 12, strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world.
Absolutely. 13, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. The worst thing that we ever did right there is to let that lapse.
Yep.
So, that's part of inflation. That's part of the Wall Street being very, very tenuous right now.
Yep.
The world's reserve currency has always been part of our power, and now we've lost it.
Yep.
We've lost that.
Number 14 is important to a lot of people. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age.
Amen.
Regardless of what the Harris-Biden administration tells you, they were going to cut these things. Don't let them lie to you.
Yes.
There we go. Talking about the world of deep fake and deep state. There you go.
Yeah, they keep saying that it's President Trump when it's actually them. They're going to do it. They're going to cut your Social Security and Medicare, and they're already wanting to change it. Retirement age to 70.
Cancel the electric vehicle mandate. That's number 15. Cancel this electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. Even President Trump says, hey, I'm not a fan of electric cars, but there's a need for some electric cars. Not the entire world, but there's a need for them. But guys, think about this. They're going to mandate an electric vehicle for you, and you don't even have a hundredth of the country covered. You don't even have nothing of the country covered for electric vehicle charging stations. So even if you have one of these damn things that you've spent a ton of money on, it's going to sit out here in your driveway because the battery dies.
Well, and they can't keep the electricity on anyway.
No.
Half the time the electricity goes out. So, I mean, what's the use? What's the use? I would, around here in East Texas, this would not be a thing that could happen because you have to travel at least 15 minutes every single day to go to the first place you can work. But most people travel an hour or more.
Yep. But not only that, if you do mandate electric vehicles and you never drill, we don't have any oil reserves. You know, the biggest thing to this is drill. Drill,
baby, drill, like President Trump's always saying. And number 16.
Yep. Cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children.
Yes.
What we need you to do in a school system is teach my children, my grandchildren, your grandchildren, your children. You need to teach them arithmetic, reading, and writing, and science. And you need to teach them these things. Don't you come at them with your ideologies and your political bullshit.
It's really sad.
Teach them history, man.
Yeah, it's really sad what's going on in our schools right now. Well, for the simple reason is the grades have come back, and the children aren't learning anything. They're reading, like high school students are reading at a third grade level now. I mean, it's absolutely out of control, and we need to start focusing on what's important for our children. Number 17.
Keep men out of women's sports.
Oh, man, after watching all this stuff, this Olympics, man, it's been hard. I haven't really watched it, but it's been hard hearing about this. It's really sorry. It's sad.
Yeah, this is sad. You know, and I spoke this to one of the Texas legislative members, and I said, you know, okay, keep men out of women's sports. If we want to do it that way, then let's do it that way, and let's do it fair. Let's meet in the middle. Let's go fair. I say, if you're some trans, if you're some female born with an XY chromosome and you're built like a man and you have man strength and you're in there pummeling on women and beating women down, that is, first off, it's repulsive, disgusting, and it's downright.
It should be criminal.
It should be.
Well, it is criminal if a man does that to a woman,
right? But
not a trans man.
I'm get
sorry,
it.
That's a man.
So to me, in the Olympics, the fair thing is, hey, he won the gold in the women's boxing event. I think the only fair thing to do now is, dude, if you want any legitimacy at all, then you, as a gold medal winner, should have to face the gold winner of the men's division. Fight for it. Show me how committed you are to this, people, alphabet letter people. Show me how committed you are to this, and fight the gold medal winner. And if you win, hey, you get to raise both gold medals, and you've proven your point. But so far, you ain't proven jack.
Nothing.
To me, you win you beat him, you get to hold up both gold medals. Yay for you. If you lose, you have to give up your gold medal, and those gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal goes to the top 3 females in that division.
I agree.
I wonder
why I wonder what is up with the Olympics committee that they allowed that to happen.
I get that,
You know,
man.
I mean, they're just out of control. And then number 18.
Yeah. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again.
I'm in.
And to add to that, any college or institution that is promoting and teaching radicalism and Marxism, and if they're involved, you have to stop them from radicalizing and doing this to those people.
Well, you know,
those impressionable college students. You got to stop that.
Yeah, and I know at one time President Trump mentioned not funding them. So I was surprised to see that not there.
Right.
Because they get a lot of funding from the federal government.
Right.
So I totally believe they shouldn't be funded.
Number 19 is one of the biggest things that we've had been going on for 4 years solid, and it seems as though our Congress didn't do a whole lot to help us out in this situation right here. But number 19 is secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter ID, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship.
Amen. Whoever thought that we would need proof of citizenship to vote in America when only we know only Americans are allowed to vote.
Yeah.
But they continue to try to push that line, and now you have to put proof of citizenship down. Just crazy. And then the last one.
You want voter ID for everything but voting.
Yeah, I know.
You want identification for everything but voting. I know a guy that works for AT&T, and he went to go get himself a new phone. Do you know what he had? He works for this company, and he went to go get himself a new phone at the company store he works for. And do you know what he had to do before he could get that phone?
What?
Show ID.
Oh my gosh.
Now, yeah, that's how the idea of voting without an ID, that's how absurd the idea of voting without an ID is.
Or signature verification.
Something.
Or, or by the deadline. There always is something that the left is trying to push.
All of these 19 things that we've talked about lead to the 20th promise right here, leads to the 20th thing. All of these things that we've talked about, as number 20 says, if we get off our ass like Bannon's told us and we start doing these things, number 20 says, unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success.
There you go.
Get the BS out of our schools, bring our manufacturing back, close our border, deport the people that are here, man, that are here illegally, get our country back right. I've always said you can't solve our problems until you solve the very main, biggest, glaring problem is close the border. Close the border, stop all that BS from coming into here. Now we can begin to see where our true problems lie, which we know.
Yes, 100%. But President Trump, he wrote on Truth Social yesterday evening, he says, I'm doing really well in the presidential race, leading in almost all of the real polls, and this despite the Democrats unprecedentedly changing their primary winning candidate, Sleepy Joe Biden, midstream, with a candidate, Kamala Harris, who failed to get even a single primary vote. He is still upset about this, and I don't blame him at all. I know, but he goes on to say down here at the bottom, he says, my team is doing a great job despite the constant 8-year obstacles of dealing with the fake news and low self-esteem leakers. We are going to win big and take our country back from the radical left losers, fascists, and communists. We will quickly make America great again. And I know everyone gets all mad because he calls people's names, but these are truth. This is what's going on in America. If we don't point out that this is radical what the left are doing, that they're fascists and that they're communists, then they continue to turn it around and say that it's us, that it's the conservatives and the MAGA movement. But actually, MAGA movement is about make America great again. I don't see anywhere where it's fascist or communist. They just continue to say this. Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Joe Biden comes out this weekend and does a little interview, and he threatens President Trump again, calls him a danger to society, and puts a target on his back for another assassination attempt. I'm getting my news from Gateway Pundit, from the wonderful Jim Hoff. Biden spoke to CBS's Robert Costa in an interview taped for Sunday morning and stated that he left the race despite claiming he was in a dead heat with Trump in the polls. He wasn't, of course. We all know that. That's why they got rid of him.
Right.
But Democrats were concerned that his struggles would hurt them in the down ballot races. Now, we have talked about this. They were concerned about that. They kept hollering about it. But I just think that was noise just to get him to drop out. I truly believe they've been on this binge to get him to drop out since he said he was going to stay in. I don't think this was all of a sudden.
Right.
They don't, remember, we are always telling you the Democrats play chess. And they had this planned all along, but he didn't want to go along with it.
They had this planned as early as February because if you remember what Nikki Haley said, there will be a woman candidate. There will be a woman nominee.
And there will be a woman president.
That's what she said. She said back in February.
But Joe Biden also issued another veiled threat against Donald Trump. This comes less than 1 month after he was almost killed on a stage in Butler, Pennsylvania. So, folks, they're not finished. They're not finished with trying to get rid of President Trump because, like Nikki Haley said, there will be a woman president on this ticket.
That's their plan.
That is their plan. But listen to Joe Biden here.
My words, if he wins this this election, watch what happens. It's a danger. He's a genuine danger to American security.
Do you hear that?
I do.
If he wins, watch what happens. What does Joe know?
He knows a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, just like they say, he doesn't know anything about, he's not involved in any of the lawfare against President Trump. We all know that's a lie. He has been involved. It's his DOJ. Did you know that the president of the United States, that is the one department that he runs? The DOJ.
The executive branch.
That's exactly right. So, yes, he is involved in every one of them. And they're continuing to try to keep them going. But they're, the judges, they really have nothing to go on. But there's delay after delay after delay. And the Democrats are getting really impatient about that. So, of course, Biden is going to come out and threaten President Trump. Because, that's the only way to win an election, I guess, for them. Is to threaten you. Because that's what they're doing, folks. They're threatening you.
Well, they went in there to change their candidate. They went in there and threatened him, and then they turn around and they lie about it.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi tells us all about it this weekend. Hey, y'all, listen to her.
Yeah, and she felt she had to come out and say something because she's been named in those 4 people that actually done this coup. Joe Biden.
I wonder how come Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries hasn't come out and said anything.
Yeah, they've been quiet.
They've been really quiet, haven't they? Oh, my goodness. But Nancy Pelosi, she don't like her name to be talked about.
Yep.
So she has to come out and explain herself.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. There are some people who were unhappy with the letter. Let me say, some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth. Because it was I don't even know, it didn't sound like Joe Biden to me. It really didn't. But
please tell us what you told President Biden to persuade him to step aside.
Well, I've never shared any conversations with a president of the United States publicly, no.
It's said that he's furious at you. Is he?
Well, he knows that I love him very much.
I understand that you don't want to own this, but it is so well reported that you were the leader of a pressure campaign.
No, I wasn't a leader of any pressure party. Well, let me say things that I didn't do. I didn't call one person. I did not call one person. I could always say to him, I never called anybody.
Do you hear how disingenuous she was to say, I didn't call him. But you never did not say you were the ringleader of this. You never said that. And the thing that I got out of that, because when Leslie Stahl would begin to question her, the thing I kept getting out of that was, I didn't write the letter, but a lot of people didn't like the letter because it didn't sound like Joe Biden. To me, bam, she's telling you right there, Joe Biden never wrote this damn letter.
Yeah, and everyone was out there all over social media saying this was not Joe Biden.
No.
Everyone knew it was not Joe Biden. Then she comes out and she says, well, it wasn't Joe Biden. It didn't sound like Joe Biden. Well, it wasn't Joe Biden. Y'all forced him off the ticket. That's what you did. You staged a coup on Joe Biden just because you knew that President Trump was going to beat him. Well, you want to know something else? He's going to beat Kamala Harris because she is nothing but a tool
she's
for
a
the progressive Democrats, period.
She was a worse candidate than Joe Biden, if that was ever even possible.
Yeah, President Trump points that out daily.
Yeah, she's a worse candidate than even Joe Biden, and she picked a running mate who is even a worse candidate than her. And so when you look at that and you go, what the hell are you guys doing? Like we talk about the 4 people right here that performed the coup. The one person's name that continues to be brought up now, which I guess should have been brought up a long time ago and continued to been brought up a long time ago, is a neighbor that lives right down the street from the White House, and his initials are BHO. We all know it, and at least finally people in Congress are starting to come out and admit this. Another article from the Gateway Pundit, the headline reads, Kevin McCarthy claims Kamala Harris is not in charge of her presidential campaign and suggests that Barack Hussein Obama is pulling the strings.
Of course he is.
During an interview on the Cats Roundtable, disgraced former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy alleged that Kamala Harris is not truly in charge of her presidential campaign. Jim Hoff goes on to write, instead, he claims that Barack Obama is pulling the strings behind the scenes to orchestrate her bid for November. The pundit previously revealed that the Democrats, led by Pelosi, Obama, Clinton, and Schumer, launched their coup even before the disastrous debate, anticipating the probability that Biden would fall flat on his face. This gave them time to replace him before the DNC convention.
McCarthy pointed out that Harris had surrounded herself with individuals who were once part of Obama's inner circle. Doesn't this sound familiar? You know, McCarthy, I don't, care for him very much, but he is at least speaking some truth here because we've known this for a long time. This is exactly what happened to the Biden administration. When Biden was running for president, Obama was behind the scenes. He did the whole thing. Everybody that went into Biden's administration is from Obama's administration. So this is nothing new. We can continue to put out Obama's name there, but Obama now wants a 4th term under Kamala Harris and is trying to run her as an Obama light.
And the thing that I've been fussing about most of all this time is silence is complicity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we watched the coup take place. We were angered at the coup that took place, but we were also angry that nobody was speaking out about this shit. Hey, man, 14 million voters got their votes stolen, and I have not heard even a million of those voters. I've not heard even one of those voters complain. But at least now we've got some congressional people that are actually going to come out and say what everybody knows to be the truth. McCarthy says if you're watching the campaign now, some of Obama's key advisors, including David Plouffe, are working on her campaign. You're getting Obama shifting from running the White House to now running this campaign.
See, I knew
there
it.
There you go, man.
That's exactly what's going on. And folks, is anyone surprised? Is anyone surprised about this? I mean, when Biden comes out and he's talking over and over about how bad President Trump is and all that, he comes out again and listen to what the fool had to say.
And this is more propaganda, more lies, more misdirection, and more bullshit out of these people.
Think of this. Every other time the Ku Klux Klan's been involved, they wore hoods, so they're not identified. Under his presidency, they came out of those woods with no hoods, knowing they had an ally. That's how I read it. They knew they had an ally in the White House. And he
I don't even know what to say, man, about that.
I mean, and they call this good TV, the good news. I mean, this is so old. The Ku Klux Klan, folks,
did not do any of that.
There is nobody like that in the MAGA movement. Nobody like that at all. And if you believe any of the things that Kamala Harris, Obama, and Biden are coming out and telling you on TV, then I'm sorry, but you really do have a problem.
Well, let's close with some good news then anyway, which is...
We had breaking news this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome to hear. I like to see President Trump fight back. President Trump is to sue DOJ for $100 million over a Mar-a-Lago raid alleging political persecution. Good for him. Trump's attorney says unconstitutional raid should never have been approved by Garland or Wray. Never.
All right, 824 here in the East. We're back with the Fox Business exclusive. Former President Trump's lawyers say they have filed a $100 million claim against the federal government over the 2022 Mar-a-Lago raid and the prosecution of his classified documents case. The move could eventually give Mr. Trump the right to sue. Lydia Hu from our sister network, Fox Business, joins us right now with the exclusive story. Lydia?
Yeah, good morning there, Steve. Former President Donald Trump put the government on notice just last week that he plans to sue them for $100 million over the Mar-a-Lago raid from 2 years ago. Trump accuses the Department of Justice and FBI of invasion of privacy, a malicious prosecution, and abuse of process. Trump's lawyer talked to Fox Business exclusively. Watch.
We have a word for that gets thrown around a lot, but in this case is very accurate and precise: election interference. And that's what President Trump believed the entire special counsel investigation was about: interfering with his ability to get elected.
Now, Trump's lawyer raises a number of issues. One is the way in which the search warrant was executed in a total surprise. They point to testimony from a former FBI assistant director who said agents should have first sought Trump's consent, offered notice to Trump's lawyers, and invited cooperation. And Trump's lawyers also argue that Attorney General Merrick Garland should have known that Trump would have immunity and that Jack Smith could not have been appointed special counsel, the very reason why Judge Cannon later dismissed the documents case. The Department of Justice declined to comment, but now the government has 6 months to decide whether to settle Trump's claim, and if they don't, Trump could sue the government and seek the money. Brian, I'll send it back to you.
Good for him. Man, I like to see this offensive play right here.
Exactly.
So we know, everyone out there on social media, this campaign is not bright and going full force and everything. President Trump has not stopped. He's got a busy calendar. He has a lot he's doing. And you know what? We thank every one of you for showing up today and being here and listening to us on this Monday crazy day. We hope we got it all in for you.
Is this thing working?
Rise up.
Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. We couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up, taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise.
And we'll see you next time.
We're out.